So with our handsome Mr. S, we're going to warm up a little bit with some loose leash walking. So again, you guys can use the left or right, whichever you feel more comfortable. I do like to sometimes rotate. So Stanley, so in the beginning, I might warm up again with a couple little find its, get them in the groove of going and searching and then reorienting back to me. Yes. So that way Mr. S starts to get cozy with kind of getting a little distracted and then heading back towards my zone again. Nice. Great check-in, sir. So with Mr. S, remember, if you find that working with your puppy on your left side is more comfortable than your right, I would recommend to, again, have your leash, like we mentioned a little bit earlier, on the opposite side if you're comfortable. You can work with the leash on the same side as the puppy, but I find that at times then we feed across our bodies, but feed more in front of our legs than next to our side. And then the puppies start to, by accident, target the front of our bodies and get a little confused. So with Mr. S, if he prefers left or right, I forgot to ask you guys which side he likes to go on, is I want to go ahead, the heat just came on, so we noticed that funny noise. I might go yes and feed him for that. So if he prefers the right side versus the left, we want to make sure that, again, we're feeding. So you'll see with Mr. S, I'm feeding him by the side of my leg. Remember, loose leash walking does not have to be a heel position. So you may find that as long as he's soft on the equipment and he's not pulling, he could be orbiting around you as well. Stanley. So if I lose him, I might get his attention again with a little name recognition and hone him in. So as we're warming up, yes, I'm going to feed him little crumbs as we're meandering through the environment. Ready, Stanley? So this way, he can sometimes, again, be fed for being by your side. If, let's say, he got a little distracted, you could feed him for as he comes back into your space. But the main goal is, as you're orbiting, you might sometimes do a little backing up to get him to practice to move back into your space. That's another good way to create, again, that front behavior of bringing your puppy towards the front of your legs to refocus on you. So if, let's say, for example, he was getting distracted by my little one off in the distance, I could start him off by being by my side. He maybe pulls ahead to go get distracted, and I could bring him into the front of my body again for that front behavior. Nice job, Stanley. So again, we're going to go ahead and continue meandering. This is looking really pretty. So remember, if we're not getting this type of behavior while practicing, either one, our puppy doesn't quite understand what we're asking, or the environment is too stimulating or too overwhelming for the babe to feel safe doing the behaviors you were hoping for. So very nice. So remember, you also want to keep your leash nice and relaxed. I like to have a little bend in it, almost like a smiley face or a J shape practically, where there's some give to the equipment. Yes. If when your puppy does tend to pull, you want to pull back, that might actually start to reinforce the puppy to blow through equipment. So remember, anytime Mr. S gets somewhere that he finds fun or amusing or entertaining, he's going to think that if pulling got him to that situation, then pulling must be reinforcing, and I should do it again to get the same result once more. If we're using gear to prevent the pull, remember that eventually he might be off equipment, and if he needs the pull or the tension on the gear to stay connected, what happens when Mr. S is then naked and no longer on his equipment? Yes. So we want to make sure that when Mr. S is working with us, the gear stays relaxed, so it's not with constant tension from him or from us, pulling or yanking back. Nice. So another behavior that you guys may find beneficial, so Stanley, yes, is he did just go out for a little potty break just a few moments ago. He did go pee, but who knows, maybe he's going to take a little poo, and that's okay too. So for Mr. S, let's say, for example, leash pressure might be something we want to work on. So Stanley, nice, good boy. So if Mr. S gets distracted, you'll see how if, let's say, he's pulling ahead and there's something off in the distance and you're trying to get your way back to him to get his focus back on you, and who knows, maybe he has to go make a little potty. Maybe what we'll do, Stanley, is I'll sneak him out for a quick little potty, see if he has to go do the business, and then we'll come back and we'll work a little bit with leash pressure in just a second. So we'll do a couple little finds to keep him occupied, and then we'll bring him outside for a quick little potty break.